Good evening. AI won't do you no good without God's spark. Have a beautiful cake. You gotta have a basic pound cake first before you put on the French dressing. So that's why all these logos, all this stuff actually looks the same. You got Bob's Auto Supply, auto parts, auto mechanic. You got Bakery by Sweet by this. All these AI images pretty much look the same because they're coming from the same place. But when it's coming from God's spark and creation, when you start off with a basic pound cake first, when you cut into it and you taste the real butter that's in the pound cake, you know it's real. They have this bakery in Miami I used to go to. Um, you know the Cuban bakery where they got the oranges in there and they juice the oranges there. You get your Cuban bread, slice of Cuban bread, some cafe cubano, the little coffee. But every once in a while, my grandmother would buy me a birthday cake from this place. You know what I'm talking about. If you ever had a birthday cake from a Cuban bakery in Miami, it's Jiffy cornbread with icing on it because you can tell when you bust down the cake and you cut it open, it's made out. It feel like it's made out of cornmeal, and it got some icing on it. But you know, cake is cake. Once you cut in the cake, you know what it is. That means that when you cut into something, when you really cut into a person, or you really put them under the fire, whatever in them really comes out. The training comes out. Basic training. Basic training is basic training. You gotta have the basics first. So if you want to be a creative, that's why I posted. I said yes, I am, and I believe this, and I stake my life on because I wrote this in the ether, and I believe when you reach your purpose in life is when you find out what you actually wrote, and you come together, and you know the collective consciousness that that we all share, which is God, which is the source, whatever you guys want to call it. As for me and my house, and wherever I am, we serve the Lord, and we know that it has to start with the Lord first. I don't care what you do if it doesn't start here, it doesn't start in your soul. Everything that's been created, everything that you probably see behind me, everything that you see, it don't exist until I turn around and look at it. Everything that exists was in the mind first. So you that's infinite. That's where I wrote this experience at, in the infinite. And once I come through the vaginal canal, through the portal, through the womb, and come out here, you forget it all. And I said in my last video about PEMDAS, about the order of operations. You forget it all, but you spend your life focus is trying to figure out what you wrote and come to your purpose. See, you won't be free until you find out what your purpose is. You're forever being changed and be locked into something because you're not um, you're dealing with line items. You're dealing with line items. I was talking to you about this the other day about line items, and the bottom line is the bottom line. You have your line items, but when you get down to the bottom line, when that line crosses, you got the total underneath. Basically, that's what you got to deal with. That's the invoice. This is the invoice. This is what it costs for this right here. The line item, that we deal with the line items, but the bottom line is the bottom line. I'm gonna go on a tangent with this because I was talking about this as far as relationships go. This, well, why you won't settle for? No, you can't. You can't settle. You should not come at a discount. When you write the invoice on your life and you got the line items that match up, that means when you get to a certain age that you won't settle for nothing less than what you that what your freedom have grown you accustomed to. So that means that on my invoice, my bottom line is my bottom line. It's no discount. I'm not discounting my price at all. Because if I discount, that means I'm discounting myself. That means I don't value myself if I'm gonna come at a discount. Oh, I'll take 30% off of me so that you can accept me. That that don't fucking exist. I'm not taking 30% off for shit. It's either all or nothing with me. Ain't no cut breaks, ain't no price changes, ain't no clearance rack on this motherfucker at all. No. You got line items and they got the bottom line. The bottom line is this. This is what I will accept and this is what I will have in my life, because right now I understand how what God put into you is so valuable. The love that he put in you is so valuable. And until you realize that, until you have to go through it, until you go through all kind of trials and tribulations. Yeah, that's the cliche way of saying trials and tribulations, but yeah, everybody call it trials and tribulations. You can call it what you want to call it, but I'm just going to cut to the chase because sometimes I like to be economic with my words and my movements, because the less space you create to get to a certain point is economical and very smart. So what I'm saying is that this is the price, and what it takes to get there. You don't know the price you're paying while you're in it, because it's not a destination. You got to enjoy each moment. You got to enjoy each line item. But once you get to the bottom line, you're free. It doesn't matter what it may look like, because all this illusion stuff, they say, well, you're not valuable unless you have this. Well, you can't. They got them all screwed up. You're not valuable unless you can do this or what. No. If I'm comfortable and I'm okay with me, I'm good. I don't need validation from another human being. We all are collective stardust. We all are a collective conscious together. So me accepting me is enough, because as long as I accept me, you have no choice, because you are me under one God. So long as I'm okay with me, everything else is. Not everyone else. Everything else is. Long as me and what makes me move are in cahoots, and we on the same accord, the one that gives me power, the ones that give me breath to breathe, long as we on one accord, then whoever doesn't understand the collective does not matter. Because it's not my journey, or it's not my mission to make them, because their mission is exactly suited for them. Their time is their time, and their come to freedom is their journey. So what do I look like impeding or validating or negating anybody else's journey except my own? Because my journey is your journey is mine. But the freedom is understanding that. And coming to the freedom alive and well. But understanding that whether it is or it's not, it's still gonna be. So why not be? Because the formula is not I'm gonna have it to get it so I can be it. Not I gotta have something. Not I gotta have the money to get what I need to get. Not to have the money to get the house, to get the car, so I can be successful. That's backwards. You think it's backwards. I'm not telling nobody how to think, but I'm just telling you my thoughts. How about that? I'm not telling you how to think. I'm telling you how I think, and that's between me and and me too. But the thing is this: is be first. Be it first. Then after you be it, then you will have it, and then you would get it. Not get, have, be. No, I'm not going to get something and have something so I can be successful. Or I'm not going to get something and have something so I can be the man. I'm not going to get something and have something so I can be a great cousin, father, uncle, son, whatever. Be that first. And everything else will fall into place. I think that's the true definition of manifesting. Just be it. They say dress for the job you want. Be the man you want to be, and everything will be. Everything will be. Just be it first. Ain't nothing wrong with that. What they say, fake it till you make it, but you ain't faking it. You actually, that's what you are. Why you can't be that? What's stopping you from being that? It's not the lack of money it's not the lack of money, it's not the lack of possessions, it's not the lack of material things. No. You are enough. Being is enough. Because I done seen stuff added on to people just for being themselves. You get rewarded for being yourself. And it's not imposter syndrome. It's not this. Just be it. Just be it. And that's what they say. Be faithful and be real with it. When they say when you faith without works is dead. So the works is being it. Yeah, you have faith, but then you have people that pray but don't believe their prayer. You know, they pray like the people that was there was in a village with a drought. And everybody was going to church praying for rain. But ain't none one of them take an umbrella to church with them. So they didn't have faith. You praying for rain, you praying for the drought to end, but you going to the building, you going to pray, but you ain't got your umbrella with you. So you telling me you asking for something that you don't believe will happen, so you're not equipped to get it when it come? So be it first. If you're gonna pray for rain, carry an umbrella in anticipation of what you asked for. Yeah, be, do, have. Oh, and check out the new book out. That's why I say, oh my God, the creative book. It's called Champion. It's the story I've been waiting to write. I wrote, and they say this is unbelievable. My catalog is 30 plus deep right now. With books, movies, or whatever. That's why I say Tyler Perry need to move out the way, because you're making the same stuff over and you're perverting yourself. Tyler Perry, Kugler, I deal with. I think I'm the, and when you're an athlete, this is what you're supposed to think. When you're a boss, you're supposed to think you're the best. I think I'm the best creative writer to this day, because of the volume of what I got, because of the volume of the stories that I have, and the different genres that they are, and the such that make you think stories. These stories I've been sitting on for years. Some stories been 20 years in the making, but I didn't have what I said before, AI. You need more than AI. You need that God spark. You need the creativity. You need the bones. You gotta have the chops. I've been drawing logos and doing artwork since I was a kid. Everything you see that picture back there, that's my creation. Let me show you. Oh, it's in the car. Oh my goodness. But you gotta have the God spark in you to create. You gotta start with something. You gotta start with something. You can ask a computer to do anything, but all them logos I see come out the same. When I be doing freehand stuff, that's me touching paper, touching pad, and I'm asking, what do you think? What do you want your brand to look like? And when you do it that way with your hands on, yeah, AI. I love AI. Yeah, I didn't say I'm not gonna say I love AI, but I love the tool. I like tools. I would never, I would never drive a nail. I would never drive a nail into a board with my bare hand. I would use a hammer. But do I know how to drive a nail? Do I know how to build something? So if I'm going to build me a doghouse or something like that, or a go-kart, yeah, I do want the hammer for this nail, but it doesn't negate what I'm seeing in my mind, the end product of what I'm trying to do. So tools have been useful for mankind since the rock, since the wheel. So embrace it as a tool, but don't forget, don't forget what's in you. Don't forget what moves you. Don't forget about creation. Creating things is the closest thing to being to God. And they say we made it as though we are God. So when you create, you're doing the same exact thing. You're creating your own universe. You're creating your own world. So what do you want your world to look like? May not look like it yet, but continue to write stuff down. Habuka. Continue to write stuff down. Continue to use your imagination, and continue to trust your faith, and carry your fucking umbrella if you're praying for rain. That's it. Next week.